Hello, singer friends, and welcome back to another edition of Victoria's Victorious Vocal Tips. 29 years of teaching voice, 41 years of studying voice, all different styles. Victoria Rappanan here of healthyvocaltechnique.com. Remember, I give you detailed technique explained in everyday common language that everyone can understand. So make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of my valuable and fun videos. Today's topic is how to apply support to your singing. I receive many requests on this. Remember, support doesn't do you any good if you can't apply it to your singing. So we're going to do some easy exercises, apply them to singing, and then we're going to troubleshoot. What if you're still having problems? Before you even think about support, remember your posture must be right. So make sure you review my video on posture. If this is your posture, chest collapsed, shoulders rounded, rib cage caved in, don't even think about support because support isn't going to do you any good. Also, don't think about support if your inhalation is not correct. Review my video on inhalation, breathing for singing. Remember, the breath is your motor. Remember, when you sing, you must take the right kind of breath. So make sure that your chest is comfortably high and wide and that your shoulders are comfortably high and wide. If your chest and shoulders are going up when you breathe, that means your posture wasn't right to begin with. Also, remember, we don't pull in when we breathe. We don't suck in. Okay, that's not the way we sing. The air drops down into the body and the body opens. The midsection opens. Make sure you go over that video. Quickly, what is support? Support is your balance of airflow and resistance. Remember, when we sing, we do not hold our breath, but we don't let the air come gushing out either, okay? Holding your breath is going to make you tight. If you let the air come gushing out, you will be weak. And so how do we do this? It's through the old Italian principle of appoggio. And I don't care what kind of singing you do, the principle of breath support is the same. We apply gentle resistance around the abdominal wall, front, sides, and back. Chest stays up. And the body still comes in gradually. That is how we support the escape of air. The breath is your motor. Support is your regulator. Make sure you watch my video on support if you want to get full benefit out of today's video. I find that people must understand these basic principles of singing. If you don't understand what support is, then you won't do it when you sing. So let's go through quickly some of the exercises that I gave you on my first video on support. Hands around the midsection, okay? I'd like you to put your one hand here on your upper and lower abs in the front. Let's put your other hand here in the waist. Great, okay? What I'd like you to do is pretend that you were just blowing a very thin silk thread or a thin feather like this. Good. You probably don't feel much happening around the midsection. Good. That would be fine if all you were doing was singing to a baby. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. I don't want to wake you up right now. Great. Okay. But if you want to have a little bit more power and a little bit more oomph in your sound, then we need to resist support. So, with your hands here around the midsection, now I want you to blow an easy balloon. So this is a thin balloon. It's really easy to blow. Great. Again. Good. You should feel some gentle resistance, but you are still elastic all the way around the midsection. Remember, support is front, sides, and back because the abdominal wall goes all the way around, okay? The thin balloon, I call that just gentle, easy support. That is probably sufficient for what many of you are singing. This would be for just easy conversational sound. Now, what if you want a bigger sound, more dramatic sound? Okay, let's blow the thicker balloon. The balloon is hard to blow. We have to apply a little bit more effort. Here we go. Good. What did you feel around the midsection? You felt more engagement, resistance. My friends, there is your support. Now, make sure that when you are doing these support exercises or supporting during your song, you feel nothing going on in the neck. So, I'm going to do it wrong, and I want you to see what my neck looks like. Good. That's too much pressure. Now, some singers and some teachers use that old image of going to the bathroom as an image for support, or giving birth to a baby. I had a teacher say that to me once when I was about 18 years old, and sorry, but you know, I was a little young for that, and I don't want to be thinking about going to the bathroom when I sing. I don't know about you. I like the balloon image. So the easy balloon, the little bit thicker balloon, the thick balloon, okay? Any more than that is probably too much. So if you feel locking in the abs, then you are locking your breath. Remember, I said support is the balance of airflow and resistance. If we give too much, we are locking the airflow, which then locks our vocal folds. It locks the throat, the tongue, the jaw, everything in singing works together, remember, and that's going to make you tight. So now let's do some exercises that we will apply to singing. Support doesn't do you any good if you can only do it in exercises and you can't apply it to your singing. So let's start with the lip trill, or for those of you who can't do the lip trill, you could do the tongue trill, the V, or the Z. So again, hands around the midsection. I want you to be really conscious about what you're doing around the midsection when you sing. So the lip trill is the tongue trill, the V, Z, Z. Watch my video on the lip trill and other alternatives. So now we're going to go from the lip trill, or else the tongue trill, or V or Z, whatever your choice is, into a sustained pitch. Like this. All in one breath, no stopping. Why? Because you've set yourself up perfectly. The lip trill or the V or the Z, whatever you choose, tongue trill, is your balance of airflow and resistance, and you want to keep that same balance when you sustain the tone. So let's do it again. How about down here? How about up here? Keep the same resistance and you support or resist all the way through the end of the phrase. Now you are supporting your singing. Next, we will go from a lip trill to a 5-tone scale like this. Here we go. How about down here? Again, no stopping. You see, you can apply this exercise to any exercise. Down here. Up here. Great. Next. I like an exercise that I call the yummy hum. You know, when something tastes good, hands here around the midsection, something that tastes really good and you just go, mmm, good. What do you feel around the midsection? You feel that resistance, but it's not locked. Remember, the Abdominal section, front, sides, and back must remain, listen, open, positive, and buoyant. I love that. Okay, so if you're going into locking, that's not open, positive, and buoyant, okay? So let's do the yummy hum. Just go, mmm, mmm. And make sure when you do this hum, you don't close your throat. Some people go, mmm. That's not helpful. Mmm, mmm. Great. Now we're going to take it and sustain a single pitch. Mmm. And if you're doing these exercises correctly, when you go to the sustained pitch, your throat should feel nice and free. And if you're singing with vibrato, the vibrato will be nice and even because you've got that balance of airflow and resistance. Let's do it down here. Let's do it down here. Now make sure you're not changing anything. I see a lot of times people will go, and then they let themselves collapse. Remember, the yummy hum. Great. Now, let's troubleshoot. What if you are still having problems? If you're still having problems, then the answer is actually fairly simple. It means that you have lost your balance of airflow and resistance. So, if you're locking in your abs, okay, your throat is going to lock, your air is going to lock, and probably everything is going to lock, and it's not going to feel good. So if that happens, I would go back to basics. Open, positive, and buoyant. What if your air is still gushing out and you're still running out of breath and you feel weak? Well, then your balance is off. You have too little resistance. So there's nothing to hold back the breath, and so it just comes gushing out. Once again, go back to the basics. How much support do you need? That's another question. And the answer is, we take in as much air as we need for the phrase that we're singing, and we support as much as we need for the phrase that we're singing. So remember, if you're singing to a baby, none of this probably applies. If you're singing something that's nice and smooth and flowing, such as way over yonder, then I probably would be sufficient with the easy balloon. But then, what if I come to the key change and I want a little bit more drama? So I'm gonna start with the easy balloon first. Way over yonder. Key change. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, then I've gone to the thicker balloon. Do you see how this impacts the sound? Is this making it easier for you? What about when you have big jumps? Oh, are you going to use the tiny muscles that are very delicate, or are you going to let the big muscles do the work? How about this? Oh, see, I needed the thicker balloon, but I didn't hold my breath. I allowed that fine stream of air to continue as I applied my resistance. Because I received so many requests on this topic, I will make more videos on support. Remember, support will change your life as a singer. It allows you to sing for longer periods of time without getting tired and will give you many, many, many more options in your singing. I hope you have enjoyed another video from Victoria's Victorious Vocal Tips, Healthy Vocal Technique. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me any comments. Give me a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon.